Hi guys, Derek Ruiz here, apartment broker and tax strategist. And in today's video, I am going to show you how to legally refuse SCEP inspections on your apartment building updated for 2022. This is for any apartment owner who has property in Los Angeles or any city that's in the Los Angeles proper, such as Venice or Sherman Oaks or other cities that are part of Los Angeles. So let's get started. The first thing I want to show you is a SCEP inspection notice that was just received by my client. I blacked out his name and case number. You want that case number, so that's important. So if you look down here, it says pre-compliance judicial review and right to refuse entry. That means you have the right to go before a judge to contest this. You do not want to do that. Forget about that pre-compliance judicial review. It's a trick, in my opinion. Now, the next part that's in yellow here, it says, you may refuse this inspection in absence of an inspection warrant issued by a judge. Refer to Los Angeles Municipal Code section 161-601, and I have it right here. This is the section 161.601, right of entry. So it's a little too small to read here. I'm not going to go through this, but the link to this is down below this video, so you can read that at your own leisure. Okay, so let's keep going here. Okay, now this is what I do to refuse SCEP inspections on my building. I never seek a pre-compliance judicial review. Okay, I then call code enforcement at 310-524-1230. I give them the case number and address of my property. I get the inspector's email address and phone number, because they don't post that on the notice anymore. You've got to call to find out who the inspector is and what their email address is and their phone number. Then I write an owner SCEP refusal letter. And then I write a tenant SCEP refusal letter for my tenants. I have them sign their tenant SCEP refusal letters, because tenants don't want people in their unit either. And then once I have all those, I scan and email all refusal letters to the inspector. On the day of the appointment, I have copies of all refusal letters on hand to give to the inspector. They likely will still show up. Now, if they go and get an administrative warrant 2 or 3 weeks later, give me a call and we'll walk you through that, what I would do. Now, please remember, this is not legal advice. I'm simply making you aware of how I handle refusing SCEP inspections. You must rely on your own independent legal counsel before making any decisions. The city can and may seek an administrative warrant to enter your building, even if you send them a refusal letter, okay? So please keep that in mind. Okay, so let's go check out one of the refusal letters. Okay, this is the owner's letter, and I have this Word doc and the tenant's Word doc down below this video, so you can actually get this letter and use it as a template if you want to refuse SCEP inspections on your own. So we have property address, case ID number, you put that there, and it's to the Code Enforcement Division. I've received your letter requesting entry into my property for a code enforcement inspection. However, due to ordinance 185644, which amended the existing municipal code, I am asserting the right to refuse entry to the property. My tenants are also asserting their right to refuse entry into the property, and they will not be giving permission for anyone to enter the unit. In the future, please only correspond with me via email. My email address is blah, blah, blah. Thank you very much. And that's the letter you want to use to, that's the owner's letter you're going to send and sign to the inspector. Now let's look at the tenant letter. Okay, same thing up here. Okay, now this is coming from the tenant. I have received your letter requesting entry into my rental unit at 123 Main Street for an inspection. However, due to ordinance 185644, I'm asserting my right to refuse entry to my unit. I do not feel safe letting anyone into my unit. My smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors are installed and are working properly. They better be, okay, guys? My landlord maintains the property well, and my unit does not need any repairs. Okay, so you're going to get you're going to write that for each tenant, and you're going to have them sign it. You're going to scan it, and you are going to send that to the inspector. Very important. Let's see what's next. Oh, okay, let's go back to the SCEP inspection. And by the way, if you notice, they don't post the inspector's name, number, or anything, email address on these inspections anymore. That's why you have to call 310-524-1230 and request that information from the clerk who answers the phone, okay? So here's a couple important things I think you need to know about right here. Guidelines for safety, okay? Number one, it says right here in yellow, if anyone refuses to wear a facial covering, then the inspector cannot do an inspection. Well, there you go. I'm going to tell them, the tenants, don't wear your mask and they can't come in. So there's one thing. Here's another thing, number three, whether or not a physical inspection of the interior of rental units is to be conducted is at the discretion of the inspector and will only be conducted with the permission of the resident, the tenant, okay? So if the tenants refuse, they cannot go in. The resident, the tenant refuses, they cannot go in. And if your tenants don't want them in there, game over, okay? They can't get in. And then one last thing, if anybody's been exposed to anybody that has COVID, the inspector cannot inspect the rental unit, okay? So with all those things, you should be able to refuse the SCEP inspection successfully. However, they still can go to an administrative judge, which is just a bureaucrat, and get an administrative warrant, which is a warrant to enter the property. However, that warrant is for you, I believe, the owner of the property. And I'm not sure if it applies to the tenant. Maybe if there's a lawyer out there, they can educate me or educate the group. But when they do get an administrative warrant, I've had owners tell the inspector they are refusing entry, but they will talk to you at the front door. Then the inspector interviews them and basically asks them, do you have smoke detectors? Do you have carbon monoxide detectors? Does your unit need repairs? And they all say, yeah, we got smokes, we got carbon monoxide, and no, my unit doesn't need any repairs. And then the inspector walked away, even though they had a warrant, they never got into the building. So guys, do not let inspectors into your building if you can help it. Nothing good comes of it. I've seen people get written up for unpermitted stuff that was on the property for years and years and years. They bought the property that way. The inspectors inspected it 5 years ago, 7 years ago. But in 2022, now they're making a big issue of it. Folks, it's obvious. It's all about money. They're looking for money. This is just another gravy train for the city to make money. So don't ever let them into your building if you can help it. Again, I just wanted to say one more time, this is not legal advice. I'm just bringing you awareness of what I would do when I am served one of these inspection notices for my building. So rely on your own legal counsel. And that's that. If you have any questions, call me. Please send this video email to any landlord you know who's going through the inspection process or has a notice, or just anybody you think should know. Let's spread this awareness to our fellow landlords so we can get the city off our back with these unconstitutional inspections. All right, guys, I hope this was helpful. Derek Ruiz, eXp Realty of California. And I look forward to talking to you soon if you guys have any questions for me. Thanks a lot.